morning, good morning, good morning. So welcome on. It is your turn for Mentor Monday. It is my turn for Mentor Monday. Mentorship Mondays are training that we're going to give every single Monday morning to our community that is free so that you can learn alongside with all these other online entrepreneurs that are here in our community. I have some really great stuff to share with you today. So I'm going to get right to it. Okay. This training is called Unlocking Your Audience. So I was putting together a bigger workshop training that is for this coming Wednesday night. I'll give you details about that in just a second. So if you want to join us, it is a free workshop. It is so powerfully packed. I got like halfway through it and I was like, Natasha, we should be charging for this. This is ridiculous how much I'm going to train and give away this Wednesday night. So stay tuned. I'll give you some details on that. But as I was going through that, breaking down the slideshow and the presentation and all the tools that you're going to walk away with, I realized there was a lot of questions I wanted to ask. And I am going to start that presentation with some of these similar questions, but this will give you some time to think about them so that you can really do your like digging and research internally to figure out what is actually going on. Like, how can you unlock your audience? Like, what are some of the things that you need to start working on? And then Wednesday, we're going to take that to a whole nother level and show you how to actually deploy some systems and some technology to like completely capitalize on this. So first of all, I want you to ask yourself a question like, who are you selling to anyways? I have coaching clients all the time that will come to me and we get them through their whole like process of what they want to build and what their product is. And then it gets to the point where we have to sell it. And I'm like, okay, who are we selling it to? And I don't mean for this first question, I don't mean like, oh, females over 50 that, have problems sleeping. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, do you have them? Do you actually have the females over 50 who are having a problem sleeping captured somewhere? Who are you selling to? So if you have a course or a product or something you're ready to launch, this is like one big, huge problem I see in network marketing all the time is like you fall in love with a product, a service, or an opportunity, and you think you could just go ask your friends and family, or you could spam your social media, but that audience is probably not your female over 50 that's having a hard time sleeping. There might be some of those in there. And so that's what people do. They go out and they just like throw up all over that audience when it's not even the right audience to begin with. So you have people that unfriend you and unfollow you and block you and, oh, you're doing network marketing or you're selling a product online, and they run the other direction. And it's because you're not targeting the right person. So while it is important for you to do that niche part, we'll talk about that in a second. I'm asking, do you actually have an audience that is very specific and is collected and put in a place for you to sell your products to? So who are you selling to anyways? Do you have that audience, and where are they housed, and how are you dripping on them, and how are you selling to them? And then do you actually have an attraction and conversion system? So these are two different things. Do you have the list of raving fans ready to buy from you? And do you have an attraction and conversion system once you have them to put this in front of? Do you actually have a system in place? So I want you to answer those two questions. And then I'm going to ask you some more. So write those down or write your answer down to them or throw it below in the comments. I would love to just see where you guys are at. So definitely throw a message in there and let me know, do you have the audience gathered that you're selling to? And do you have these systems in place for attraction and conversion? So do you have an audience full of raving fans? Yes or no? Either answer is okay. At least we know where to start then, right? And then where are they? Do you have them on a list? Have you collected them in a database? Are they in some sort of CRM where you drip on them? Are they just in a Facebook community where you have them and you can go live to them on a daily basis? Are they just your social media and it's not actually a list of raving fans, it's just a list of people that you think you could go out to and spam and talk to? Where is your community and how many do you have? Do you have a list of 5,000 contacts on an email database? Or do you just have 500 friends on Facebook and you're hoping that some of them will buy? Do you have a community full of 3, 4, 5, 600 people, 6,000 people? What do you have? Like, drop that in the comments below too. Like, how big is your community? How big is your list? And where do you have it? And then are they warm or cold? If they've been warmed up, like if you have an email list of 1,000 people or 3,000 people, is that list warm? Like I was just talking to somebody today about another business venture and I was like, well, I have a database of old contacts, probably 4 or 5 thousand of them in that arena, but they're like 4 or 5 years old. That's kind of a cold list. So you may have to warm that list up, especially, totally side note, I won't go down and squirrel down this path, but especially in this new email marketing world, that all the rules and things have changed in this last like 30, 60 days about email deliverability. So that is also something that we can help you with, but that you should be paying attention to. So is that list that you have warm or cold? Do you have a Facebook community that you are loving on every single day and there's 5,000 people in there and they know what you stand for, they know what your brand is, they know what you offer, and it's warm because you talk to them on a regular basis? Or do you have an old Facebook community you're trying to like dredge up and they're not real warm, they're kind of cold, you threw some people in there and they've been sitting in there and no one's real active in there? That would be cold. And then do you have a system? Do you have a way of attracting more? And what is that? So are you attracting more currently? And do you have a way of doing that? Do you have a system in place? So I want you to answer all those questions. Please put them in the chat below. Think about them, write them down, bring them to Wednesday night if you're going to join us, because we're going to go over and teach you. Oh, we're going to teach you so much for free. We're going to teach you exactly. I'm cringing because I'm like, man, I should really be charging for this. We're going to teach you exactly what to do, like exactly what to do. So who are you selling to anyways? Yes, you need to have the audience. You also have to have a defined audience. So like, who is your target? What are their demographics? What are their pain points? What are their interests? I have a full training on that that's actually free inside of our academy if you're a member of the Self-Made Hub. But it's a full training on creating your branding blueprint so that you have your niche and your target audience and all of those things. It is important to create that buyer persona so that you understand your audience deeply, so that when you do make posts and you do go out on social media and you do post in your community or you do send out an email, you really are attracting the right person. And when you're creating these lead magnets that we're going to talk about on Wednesday night, and you're having opt-in forms that we're going to show you how to do, you are bringing in the right people that will eventually want to buy your product. They may never buy your product, but at least they're going to be the audience that probably would, so that you're not just bringing in, if your audience is females over 50 who have a hard time sleeping, I'm not saying you can't have any men on your list or that they won't buy from you, because they may need your product too. But if your social media is filled with like all kinds of people, or a bunch of teenagers that sleep like a rock, or women who are pregnant, it's not necessarily your audience. So you're going to be throwing a bunch of noodles at the wall and hoping they stick with people who aren't really your target customer anyway. So you just really need to have that nailed down. It's one of the first, we have a 7-step system, a 7-step formula that we take you through. And the very first step in there is, number one, figure out what your product, service, or opportunity is, because some people come to us and they're like, I just don't want to start a business. I don't know what the business is, but I know I want to start a business. And then step 2 is like your branding blueprint. You need to have all of these things figured out so that you're actually communicating with and selling to the audience that wants your product or could potentially want your product. And then just a little activity I'll tell you to do is like create an actual persona for your ideal customer. I have mine named. She is a very specific age. She does very specific things. And I know exactly who I'm talking to when I talk to her. And then understanding the difference between attraction and conversion, right? Define attraction as the definition of attraction is drawing potential customers in. Attraction, I don't really like the term attraction marketing. It's been like overused in our industry. And sometimes I think it's a little bit whatever. We do need to get to sales at some point, but define the definition of attraction is drawing in that potential customer. And then conversion is turning those potential customers into paying customers. So do you have an attraction system? Do you have a conversion system? Those are things that you absolutely need to have if you want, even if you created the massive, amazing, outstanding course or product or service, you still need to have an attraction or conversion method, or you have no one to sell that to. I hope that makes sense. So then we want to help you develop that system. That's what we're here for. And that's what we'll dig into a little bit more on Wednesday night. So lead generation, capturing those potential customers, somewhere to put them, maybe a little bit about a sales funnel or a sales page that you can bring them to collect their information. And then I'll ask you this. Are you treating your business like a business? because your competitors are. And when I say that, I don't mean, oh yeah, you're hustling, you're working, so many hours a day on it. I mean, like, are you actually putting pieces in place that spells out you actually have a business? In today's world, if you are selling online and you do not have a database of your own customers and their contact information, number one, you are not treating your business like a business. A normal business, think about a normal business out there, is not going to do business without collecting customer data ever. So if you're not doing step number one, you are not treating your business like a business, and it's high time that you do. That is what we help you with here, and that is why I'm here. Or I would be like, I could tell you that till I'm blue in the face, but if you want to actually win at your business, you need to be collecting data. You need to be collecting names, emails, phone numbers potentially, and a way to market to them in the future. If you're running a business, and I don't even care if you're network marketing, and you can agree to disagree with me, if you do not have a landing page that is yours and not just your company's, you are not treating your business like a business. You are treating somebody else's business like a business. And if that's all you care about, then that's fine. You can just keep building their business and have, let's just say you're just putting yourself at risk, right? By not collecting your own customer, your own database, branding your own self for your own business so that people stay with you, and they buy from you. So are you treating your business like a business? Because your competitors are. So it's high time you get as good as your competitors and get your business up and running the way that it needs to be if you actually want to make money at it. And then I'll leave you with this. Like, I always talk about building an audience of raving fans, right? I want to just, this is not exactly on my subject that I wanted to train you guys on today, but we are talking about unlocking your audience. So your audience is a group of people that you put together, but you want to, out of those group of people, you actually want to create a list of raving fans in that group too. So they're customers who are highly, highly satisfied and enthusiastic about your brand and what you deliver. The importance of raving fans and driving word of mouth marketing and branding loyalty. It is so important to have those people who are your absolute cheerleaders. And the only way to create those is to create that group, create that audience, and then have the very best service for your very targeted niche. And that's why it's so important to niche down so that you don't have a bunch of customers that, well, they like your product, so they bought it, but it's not really for them. So they never become a raving fan of yours anyways. That's why it's so important to be selling to the actual avatar that really needs, wants, and deserves your product, your service, your opportunity. And then there's some strategies that you can use to cultivate those raving fans. You want to deliver absolute exceptional customer service, have a customer journey, a customer roadmap mapped out for your business, especially when you're doing a digital business like this, like we do online. You want to have that customer journey like down pat so that they're getting touched and touch points along the way so that they feel like you're delivering exceptional customer service to them. You want to personalize interactions and offerings, which again points back to having a very set in stone customer journey. If you're looking at me, you're like, what's a customer journey? Well, we'll do that in the future too. So don't worry. But here's the thing about a customer journey. If you don't have one set up, goes along with what I'm asking. Are you treating your business like a business? If you don't have a customer journey set up to know exactly, like, I'm Susie, I'm your first customer. Here's what happens when I come into your funnel. Here's what happens when I join your audience. Here's what happens when I'm in your community. Here's what happens once I buy your product. And then this happens, and then this happens, and then this happens, and then I become a raving fan and leave you a review. That's the end point. That's what you're striving for. That's the the thing you're looking for at the very end. So that customer journey, if you don't have one and you don't know what yours is, that's detrimental to your business. It's detrimental to you ever getting like testimonies, reviews, and positive word of mouth referrals from your business, because you don't even know what your customer journey is. So how are they going to feel safe in the journey with you, and that your customer service is exceptional, because you don't know where those touch points are even along that journey. And then encourage and incentivize user-generated content and referrals, testimonies, case studies, share success stories, of all of those people turning customers into your raving fans that then referrals are the best form of advertising. I learned that in my very first business adventure. I think I was 23 years old. The person I went into business with was very adamant about customer referrals, and we actually put in the storefront, we put these when a customer would get done with our service that we provided, we would have them fill out these customer cards that were testimonies about the service that they received from us. And we would pin those to a board in the front of the store that was right in at the door when you walked in. So people and any new customers walking in could stop and look at our raving fans. That was before social media, right? That was before we had all these amazing tools that we have now. So start collecting testimonials, start collecting those cards that you can post on your website and in your funnels and on your social media, so that people know that you have raving fans and people that absolutely adore what you do in business. Okay, so this was a nice little training on unlocking your audience, but on this Wednesday night, if you're watching this and it's past February 13th, then you've missed it. But this, you'll be able to join us if you want to this Wednesday night. You register at www.self-made.biz/lead magnet. And then you can go and check out exactly what that training is going to be like on Wednesday night. And you can get yourself registered for it. And we're going to give away some really cool stuff that's going to help you with your business, like literally done for you template type stuff that you can go attract with and utilize to build your business like a business and have a attraction system set in place for your business online. Okay. I hope that this was beneficial for you. Please drop some of your answers to those questions in the comments below, and we will see you maybe on Wednesday night.